All right, all right, all right. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Randolph. How are you? It's Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. You know what time it is, right? It's party time. It is party time for sure. Good morning, Ken. How are you? Uh, so, a quick one before we go into the day. Yesterday, we finished the stream at 11 o'clock, obviously, but my last trade was 10:21. We were up as much as 279 and took a break, came back toward the end of the day, added five more trades. We ended up at 35.30. So that's how the day ended. Um, here we go. So with the give me a second here. So everybody's familiar with what happened, you know, with Amazon yesterday. Bad news, and it really had an impact on the market. The So we sold off into it. We recouped some of it during the Globex session, and now we are in a 200 and 100 NT Rinco sell pressure. And if we break that 60, which we just did, the market is in sync on the short side. And we are actually looking for shorts to continue. And the market put on a captain setup switch trade right off the bat here, which is this signal. So that kind of is pushing the price lower. And Globex is at 219, and we're heading toward that level. So does that mean? That means that the selling pressure is continuing to be relevant at the open. I'm definitely going to give this market a little bit of time just to kind of sort itself out and see where we end up. I mean, you're going to see a two-sided market eventually here because that's the way the personality is. If you break above, holy crap, look at that. That's quick. 87. Yeah, they are all over the place, which is typical of a morning session. So let's talk about some of the levels that are relevant, and we will look at it from the bigger perspective into this to the 200 and the 100 NT Rinko. So they're going to do what they're going to do here. Um, Globex is like we talked about is the 28 the 28 the 218 219, and we are in still in an inside day relevant to that day on the 26th, that the market just sold off in a very persistent manner. So in a day like this, you're going to get a two-sided market. We got a bit of it yesterday and the day before that. Ultimately, the market has to clear that 584.75 in order for any meaningful recovery to happen. So that's just kind of the overall picture. But now, if we go into the 200 NT Rinko, it just shifted to the upside. Well, and that is a fresh 200 NT Rinko candle. Let me show you. I'm trying to move my stuff as slow as possible because of the magnitude of data coming through. But here you go. Just shifted the 200 NT Rinko. The 100 NT Rinko is as well is on the upside. So now this kind of set us up for potential rallies. And here we go. And that is a follow through of that shift. And let's see how far they're going to go with it. Two things can happen. A break back down to 268 and a quarter will shift that whole structure. And the fact that we have a cloud that is negative can affect the health of the run up. So you have a lot of resistance in this declining uh, area. So you have a high, a lower high, a lower high, and this can come up to that 380 stop and turn. So we're gonna just be conscious of that. Ultimately, um, right this moment, the 200 and the 100 are in sync, and price needs to protect 305. If we protect 305, then we can see subsequent rallies. And if we break 305, then the market is out of sync. Yeah, look at this. Yes, still strong, still strong. So I don't have any trades done overnight or early in this morning. So I'm starting off basically an empty slate with all of you. I mean, I don't know if you guys are there or not, but all right. So after that run up, the 100 shifted, just shifted right now. So the market is disconnected. All right, all right. Look at that. Look at that. So, all right. So they're fading a little bit of it here. Um, so my job, and every day I have a job here, is to figure out who is getting stuck in this market. And part of that process is to be patient and actually just watch the market, especially that first half an hour. So yeah, here we go. I mean, this may be a significant event here if we break 93. If we break 93, that would close the 200 NT Rinko to the short side, 93. So they're all over the place this morning, which has been the personality. Oh, what is this? Hold on. Hey, good morning, Sheila. Good morning. Sorry about the waiting room. I did not disable it on my end. I just did though. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it's been that kind of week, Randolph, for sure. A roller coaster. So I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna be relaxed into the trade and the opportunity, and I'm gonna be hyper focused on price action. I'm gonna let the market come to me with the trades with confidence. That is my objective. That's my goal. And as we prospect for the next trade and the first opportunity of the day, we're just gonna have to make sure that our mind is lined up correctly and in a calm manner we are interacting with this market. You are in control. I am in control. Nothing that happens in the market I don't allow to happen to me. And that's the truth right there. All right, so let's see here what they want to do. I mean, they're putting some patterns that are short, but at the same time, you're getting a lot of this back and forth consolidation, and the 200 and the 200 and the 100 right now is out of sync. I'm gonna put 5 contracts. Yeah, they are gonna start selling some of the stuff right here. Yep, putting captain setup, and they are putting a captain setup. Sure, so they put a captain setup on the 50 NT Renko too. So there is a bit of selling pressure, but ultimately, decision points. My decision points are going to happen in a couple of places. One of them, either we come in to 93, right? If we break 93, my bias will shift to the short side. If we break 44, my bias will shift to the long side. Anything in between, they are. Oh, wow. Hold on. Give me a second here. I mean, get in here. Wow. That was a good one. It's just so bad. That was a short captain setup switch trade on 50 NT Rinko. 200 is in sync on the short side. And they put a captain setup short right here. That was beauty. It just happened too fast for me to react to it, be honest with you. But that was a good one right here. And boom, they flash sold into a 200 NT Rinko close, and off you go. It just seems like my screen is overwhelmed by the amount of data. Not necessarily overwhelmed. It's just it pauses and then goes. It pauses and goes. All right. So let's see if we can get in ourselves into a short trade. The market is in sync on the short side. Okay. Follow through on the short side. It's 8:45. 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side with that move that broke the, what did we say? It needed to break 94, and it got there quick. And a continuation trade here on the short side so far. No trades for me. I'm simply an observer this first half an hour. And as I observe price action, I'm reading who is getting enable. Here we go. Good morning, Safe. Good morning. Yeah, Safe. That captain setup switch trade. Look at it on the 50 NT Rinko. That was gold for the day. It just, I made a decision early on to just be, the first half an hour of the day in the past week or so has been so volatile. It's almost kind of borderline untradeable. I mean, and it's very whippy. So I kind of made a decision to just sit here and just watch it and give the market half an hour or so before kind of getting involved in anything. So now the 200 and the 100 NT wrinkle are out of sync. Okay, and that happened once the price reached 306. So it just happened right now. So what does that do for me? It just puts me in a holding pattern because two things need to happen. Either we go back in and break the 70, the 270, or we go and that would get the 100 and the 200 in sync, or we break all the way up to 44, and that would be 344, and the market is going to be in sync on the upside. Anything in between, I'm just gonna watch, listen, and learn from this market. I'm gathering intelligence about who's the participants are. and I'm making assumptions to what the market should do. So this way I would know if I'm ready for this market today or I need more time. And here you go again. You got yourself. We got ourselves into a 200 into your Rinko that's in sync. All right. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. That means just I need to be kind of looking for the long side, but you still have to have signals. All right. Uh, 320. So 320 needs to be protected, right? So that needs to be protected. And a signal would look like a new transitional zone built up right here, meaning a new gray zone that looks like this. So let's see if they put one here or not. We can go from there. Yeah, good morning, Frida. Yeah, so they put one right here at 44. So entry is 44. Let me see if this 24 holds up. Yeah. Yep. It's struggling. Nah. 19 would be a disconnect between the 200 and the 100. So it really needs to kind of protect that, or otherwise it's, yep. So they're disconnecting again. So that told me right there that the market is really not ready for continuation trades. And that's part of reading the market. So right here, the market should have done a couple of things. One, even if it pulled back to reverse anywhere in around the 40 and continue to go higher, that would have been the structure that supports a higher price. And it didn't do that. It came in and flushed that whole rotation, and the 200 and the 100, excuse me, is out of sync right now. So what needs to happen is the market has to go all the way back up to 57 and break it in order for us to be interested in going long again. And this type of pattern is telling me we are in a consolidation phase of this market. And we're doing it very not too far away from where Globex is at. I mean, ultimately, we're it's 100 points away, but relatively speaking, it's not that far away. So far, no trades for me, and I'm patiently waiting and I'm patiently reading the market. Good morning, Yanis. Good morning. Look, safe. Look at the 50 NT Rinko. That one is put on a captain setup short right here. So it's going to be interesting to see how and they're about to reverse it too. Yeah, yeah, they reversed it, but you need a confirmation candle either up or down here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an up candle. Okay. 57. Let's see if they get to that 57. They got there. Wow. Okay. So the longs are starting to hold the line here. 200 and the 100 now in sync. And we're looking for retracements as a potential buying opportunity. ES, what is ES doing? I mean, they established a transitional zone here on the upside, and they're moving in a convincing way to the upside. And there's a follow through in NQ. Boom, this thing is running. Okay, well, that's good to see. That's good to see. I mean, we want to see directional. We want to see conviction. All right, let's take a look right here. So the market flipped flipped the script on people right here. So you had this candle came in, and actually it looks really good because you got a high, a lower high, a lower high, and this lower high. So it was reasonable to think that entry here's are gonna have a continuation trade to Globex, but it was quickly ran over. Like the 100 in Rico flipped very quickly here, and that gave us a pause. Like, okay, what's going on? And then the market ended up closing higher, came back disconnected and reconnected, and now you're getting that big move. So from that point on, at 46, we're looking for rallies or pullbacks to buy into this rally. And let's see how far they want to go with it. I mean, they could challenge that 420, break this rotation, and then come back and stabilize. I just need to be patient and find a premium entry for my first trade. Patience is a trade, right? Just because we're sitting here and not executing, that's not does not mean we're not trading. We are trading. I'm just prospecting right now. Good morning, Reborn. Good morning. Target number 4 is hit, and target number 5 is 13,451. It's 9 o'clock right now, so we're at the top of the hour. First half an hour of the day is gone, and let's see if we can find an entry. If we break 93, let me just put my lines here. 93. If we break 93, that would set us up for a disconnect between the 200 and the 100. Okay, here it goes. So now the 200 and the 100 out of sync. Okay. We will wait for some more information. And basically two things need to happen here again. Either we break above into the 432, or we come all the way back down to 345 for the shorts. So either you break the high and then we'll look to resume this upward momentum, or we break all the way down to 343. So the sellers are trying to take control here. Hmm. Yeah, they're putting a captain setup short right there. So they're walking the market down here, and that's fine. Let them do that. The market is disconnected between the 200 and the 100, so nothing for me to do, but to see how the trapping patterns are happening. Captain one, two, three, four, five. Captain setup switch trade if they close this candle down. So we should expect a bit of a flush into the 60. And here it comes. Yeah, that's a good one right there. It's a good one. So they're building patterns that are short in this market. Target number 3 is hit on the sequence. Target number 4 is 314 and a half. No trades so far. Yeah, there's a captain setup switch trade on the 25 NT Rinko too. So they put the signal twice. So that may be significant here. Here we go. So the 200 and the 100 are now back in sync. What do I want to do with that information? Is I want to see a rally and I want to participate in it on the short side. I want to see a disconnect of this transitional zone and a reconnect of it, meaning a pattern that looks like this started from here and gave me that gray zone and is still going. That's what I want to see, but I want to see a fresh one. ES, you're getting a transitional zone here, and we're looking for. It depends on if you're going to be aggressive with this price action or not, but I rather get fresh price action. So I want to see the market come in here and consolidate, then give me another transitional zone that once they give me a transitional zone, then I need to see an actual signal, like either a switch trade, trigger trade, railroad, captain setup, spear. Not my preference, but and you're getting a continuation behavior right here. So if we go into the 10, 310, that means we had a continuation candle on the 200 NT Rinko. So let's wait for the signal to show up. And I hope they don't flush this too far down because that would really affect our capacity to get in. Okay, that's good. Here we go. They put a captain setup long right here. Let's see if they can push us higher. Nah. 68. Okay, I took that. Yeah, that's a quick one too. I mean, I took that one, but it was just quite obvious when once they did this and did the second one that this market is has a little bit more of a bid. And now they're disconnecting again. So that's what we're dealing with here. We're getting basically an 80-point range, and the market, sells the top end of it and buys the bottom end of it. and you're not getting yet, at least, a continuation trade. But we got into this trade right here for whatever it's worth. And let's see if I can get back in. What has to happen is 332 needs to close, or you go all the way up to 419, 420. So that trade is basically I'm fading. I was fading the top end of the cloud. That's what I was doing there. Okay, so let's see if I can get involved into 332. Okay, so get to 332, and that will get us in sync, and we will start looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity again. That may be the first. I mean, we had a follow through on the short side before early on today. Here we go. Okay, so they closed it. They closed it to the 100 Runko, and now the market is in sync on the short side. Now let's see if I can get involved. Okay, the market is disconnecting here. All right, let's see what they want to do. Okay, I need to see a transitional zone, basically a gray zone right here. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If they put a captain setup, ah, thank you. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Uh, all right, took some more off here, and it may, yeah, that's what's gonna do. It got close, but not. But that was a captain setup switch trade right here. All right, now I don't want to see the market close at 69. If they do 69, that's a captain setup long. So those two trades that we just did. Let me see, the 29th today. Here we go. I thought I made more money off of that trade. Okay, so those are the two trades that I've done. First one was 300. The second one is 210. So we're at 510 for the morning. Gary, your phone is on. Just make sure you're muted coming in. Thank you. All right. That's where we at. They have okay, like a six-prong captain setup short on the 50 NT Renko. I mean, like, good lord. I'd rather be short than long, and things are lined up here on the short side. So if this candle closes lower, I'm gonna take a short. Why is this thing? They're gonna cost me some money here. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna keep it very tight here. All right, I'll take that stop. I'm not gonna. Yep, that's a good stop right there. That's a good stop right there. All right. So what are they doing? They're disconnecting the market again. What is that telling me? The market is literally it's a choppy market. That is choppy market. And they chop it again. Wow. That is some sick stuff going on here. That is some stuff right there. Okay. All right. All right. Shorts are back in charge. So we were trading in the right direction, right? Short, short, and short. We took two profits and we took one stop when the market acted like that. And we're looking for the next opportunity for an entry point on the short side. We're at target number 3 here. Okay, right here. Let's see if we can get an entry. New transitional zone. Target number 4 is 207. If this candle closes lower, I will look for an entry point short. All right. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a delay of quotes on my end. I don't know if you guys are experiencing it on your end too, but here comes some more selling pressure. So I took that captain setup in that wave, and I just took a quick a scalp in that trade. Obviously, it's given a whole lot more, but that's fine. I just need to build up my morning in a way that I can sit in these trades a little bit longer. So we're doing the right thing in the right place, which is getting short in this market and not getting cute trying to pick a bottom or a top. The market is short. It's just simply the 200 and the 100 is short. Don't try to I mean, at least from my perspective, anybody can do whatever they want to do, but it is a lot healthier on you mentally and financially to not try to pick bottoms on tops, especially intraday. All right, baby, let's go. Let's go. One good solid trade, and we will be done. Okay, I get it. I get it. Let's see here. Let's see what they're doing. Remember where Globex is at, right? Globex is at that 220, 219 area. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Film me. Uh, let's see if I can get something bigger going. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, come on, come on. Don't fizzle out. Don't fizzle out. Don't fizzle out. Ah, serious. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on. Okay, I took some two more out here, and let's see if I can get the rest. Thank you. And that is a good one. That is a good one. Um, Jay, how are you? Okay, so let's just talk about this trade that just happened. And Jay, I'll get to your question here in a minute. And that trade, all I gotta say is thank you. And boom, that's a $1,500 trade, and we are at 1770 for the morning. Out of five decisions. And I think that's going to be, unless I see something exceptional, especially on a Friday, and especially early on, I rather kind of just, mm, you know, hit it and quit it kind of deal. Uh, Excuse me for saying that, but, just kind of be done with it early on, uh, early in the morning on a Friday. So this is where we at. And for the week, we're at 41, 258. And for the month, actually, this is the end of the month. So here you go. Actually, today is the end of the month. All right. So let's see here. we're at 88,693. And for the period, that's the month right here. So that's the 1700 that we made today. And these are the daily from the 1st on to the 29th. So unless something exceptional comes up, I'm going to kind of look at the market and be very particular on what I want to do in here. Actually, they just put another trade on. Here we go. That's a follow through and another spear trade and a railroad in with the switch trade. So they're pushing lower. Jay, the indicator would be these candles that you see here on NT7. So, and they're instrumental in how we execute, and it's the basis, one of the bases of the Harmony trading system. So, we offer that to you for no charge, just to so you could start seeing the market as we see it. So, I mean, you could send me an email here at support at the Harmony Trading System, and I'll send you that indicator. And we'll explain to you how it works. So, how is everybody doing so far? Gary, Adam, Sheila, Yanis, Randolph. I don't know if you're still in the room. No trades so far, Yanis. Okay. Paulie. Any trades, Paulie? Continuation of the selling pressure coming through. Yeah, no problem, Jay. Have a nice weekend, man. Okay, so we're down to Globex right here. That's where we at. How are you digging yourself out of that one? Um, is it coming along, Adam? Yeah, I tell you what, my friend, it's well, good for you. I could always count on you knowing how to do that. You're very good at that. It's just that first half an hour, Adam. It's ruthless, man. It's really ruthless, especially lately. It's unforgiving, very choppy. They stop and turn on a dime, and you're getting reversals onto reversals. So I'm kind of surrendering to the idea that in that type of environment, and I look at my data too. I just I end up losing money the first half an hour. It is what it is. I may simply not be good enough to trade that first half an hour, and I'm not gonna fight 20 years worth of data of me trading that tells me, uh, and I know what it is. It's not the physical traps in the market that I see. It's not that. It's the mental traps that they put on in that morning. And it happens so quickly that mentally I have an issue trying to, you know, adjust to it. There's no shame in admitting your weakness in life or in trading. That's a weakness that I have. Now, I could try to work through it by cutting my size, less frequent, and be very particular and specific. But still, that first half an hour with that expansion of the range, it just uh, it's not the physical trap that they put; it's the mental trap they put. That I was like, all right. So it's almost like I do better as the day progress, and what's happening there is I'm seeing more of the market, and I'm getting in tune with how it's moving, and the flow of price action. So I tend to do better if I trade over trade the first half an hour. Sometimes I'm successful, but overall, it's I'm a net negative. That big day, the big down day that I had on Friday, it was just the first half an hour. There you go. So always play to your own strength and not to your own weakness in your trading, and be comfortable admitting what you're good at and what you're not need to do. So what happened here is the market actually did a very nice continuation trade, and that is a signal for us to take. Market that got disconnected, ran up, and we want to see if it reconnects right now. Ultimately, the 20 is Globex, and we want to see if we can get a trade going here. If the market goes all the way up to 257, then the 100 and the 200 is out of sync. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you on that one too. I'm not sure. I think my screen is just freezing here. Who? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here what's going on because I'm. Yeah, I'm seeing. I'm seeing. Here we go. Yeah, ES is tanking. I see ES coming through. I don't know why NQ just kind of paused there for a second. Look at this thing. All right, we need a little bit more reliability here. Massive data delay. Is that just me or everybody else though? Oh, you got it too? Oh, so it's not just me. Okay. Okay. And they are selling below Globex, and there was a continuation trade right here. I mean, we had a bit of a data delay, and we couldn't see it, but that's a beautiful switch trade. I don't know, Yanis, if you were able to get into this because that's one of the trades that you love to see. Selling pressure in a significant way in ES and across the board, and the market has been consistent and persistent and selling. And when the market flipped on 347, the market has been consistently short. Okay, no, I get it. I get it. Any trades for you though today? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think if the NQ would lose data, then everything that's NQ will lose data. All right, so they're about to put on a captain setup short right here. Let's see what they want to do with it. Yeah, that's a selling pressure that could come in here to 210. Ultimately, we are in channel number one on the short side here. Excuse me, channel number two. Okay. Now, if they break 15, that would be captain setup switch trade on the 25 NT Rinko, and that will be a signal. And I'm gonna cut my size right now to only two contracts. So that didn't happen. So there's no trade, and we are disconnected between the 200 and the 100, meaning the the market is not in harmony anymore. That's the 200 NT Rinko, and that is still pointing lower. And The 100 just flipped up to at 232. So basically, what we're looking for the market to go back down to 196 or move its all the way, and that's for a short continuation short, or go all the way up to 271. And that would be a market that's going to be in sync on the upside in a weak market, but that would be our inclination is to go long at that point. So unless anything in between, simply we are just watching. We already put 5 trades on. We have a good thing going, and let's just keep working. Okay, that's a switch trade right here. Ultimately they need to break that 96, and we may be in alignment to get that done. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if we can break that 200. Hey Ken, how you doing today? There you go. Now you got the flush. That was a good switch trade, Yanis. That's a good one. I know that the 100 was not in sync on that one, but those trades seem to work on their own. Like, yeah, but it's important to stick to the rules. The rules are here uh, to guide us through the whole thing here. Here you go. That's an idea. That's a good one. Because there's such a high probability event. And what we're talking about here is whenever you get this switch trade behavior right at the inception of a new transitional zone, uh, you know, even when the market is not totally in sync between the 200 and the 100, these have a higher probability of working out just on the formation of it. Now, when they are in sync, that's even better and better. And that's an example right here. You get big moves. And which side is that? Well, I mean, if you're looking at the 200 and the 100 right now, they are in sync. So, so where would be the signal here in this trade? It would be if we close that candle lower at 82, because that would be a switch trade, another switch trade actually, because they put one here and that would be another one right here. So that would be an entry point for a trade with a stop above, yeah, 180 something. Okay. So yeah, so I mean we don't necessarily have a trade right here. Okay. Let's see here if I can get on. Here we go. Now they're gonna flush it. They are gonna flush it. There you go. Adios, amigos. It's a goner. So all this, what you're seeing here, is just a one. It's just a stair step down. That's what the price is doing, and it's disconnecting, reconnecting right here. Okay, with a switch trade, they ran it up to the top end of the cloud and then flushed it down. So you're getting that type of behavior. So if you're playing just the switch trade, you're getting stopped out. If you're playing this range, the overall trend is short. So target number three on this sequence is 164 half. And we're going to continue to look for shorts in rallies unless we have the 100 NT wrinkle flip, meaning you are right now we'll be going to 206. If we go to 206, then we pause ourselves from continuing to go to the short side f- till the market flips back again. So that's the key here. So they did that switch trade right here, then they came in and they put a spear trade right here, and they're heading toward target number three. Okay, so ES, how we're doing in ES. Let's take a look. That's a whole lot more persistent. Well, I mean, both of them are persistent on both NQ and ES. And it's a simple, whenever the market is doing this, you are getting short into these rotations, transitional zone rotations. You're waiting for the market to disconnect and reconnect. And excuse me, guys, but they've done it this many times. One, two, three, four, So two, four, five, six, 7 times. 7 times. So the market did that 7 times in this rotation in a very persistent way. And that's what we're kind of looking for in these trades, is looking for the market to disconnect and reconnect, and just we trade that wave of selling pressure in this case. And it works the same thing on the long side. So what to do here? I mean, you're looking for another transitional zone, but you have to be conscious of the fact that when the market is at after fourth or fifth time of doing this, the probability of a bit of a failure start creeping in. So the 200 and the 100 right now in NQ, they're out of sync. They're out of sync right now. Okay, I'm gonna step away for just a moment here. Okay, we're back. So we're still disconnected on the 200 and the 100 right now. And it's just wait and see. And guess where we at? We're in and around Globex. Globex is at 220 up here. Yeah, here we go. So they're gonna go play around with that price for a little bit. Here we go. We hit Globex right now, and that's where you chop a lot of people. Yes, sir. That's where you chop up a lot of people. And i- if the market goes to 245, which is about 10 points away from here, we'll start looking for pullbacks as potential buying opportunities. But we just have to be conscious of that the fact that the market has a lot of overhead resistance. So it's just one of those things. If I want to trade on the long side against the cloud, I need to reduce my size. So we're waiting for the 45 to show up, and it's important for it to show up. But if it doesn't, and we close this candle lower on the 100 Intirinko, which is a close below 195, then we're back in sync on the short side. So those are the two scenarios, and those are the two numbers that I'm looking for an action. ES. Let's talk about ES. ES is going through a period of consolidation. Same thing, kind of what you're experiencing in Q. I mean, we do have a transitional zone on the upside, but we're in the later stages of it. So you want to be conscious of a drop that they may put here. Uh, all right, the 200 and the 100 now back in sync on the short side. Okay, here we go. Shorts want to play. And I'm going to be looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity again against Globex, which is 218. And what I'm specifically going to be looking for is the market desyncing and resyncing back in with a transitional zone. Transitional zone, excuse me, is this area right here. So we need to see a disconnect of it and a reconnect of it. Hmm. Interesting what they do here. Okay, so now we're getting a disconnect. If we get a switch trade right here, I'll take it. Man, they just filled me one contract. Okay, two contracts. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. Come on, baby. Let's go. Thank you. And give me some more. Nope. Nope. Are you going to give me some more? Yeah, I think so. We'll see what they want to do. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna get stopped out here, but that's fine. I mean, I gotta give it a little bit of room to make me some more money. I'm already breaking even, and I made $100 on this trade. Yeah, it's not gonna go. Okay, that's fine. Well, that's fine. I tried, and now it's gonna go, which is fine. They can do whatever they want to do as long as they give me a little bit of money along the way. Then I will let them be. So we made $117 on that trade and that decision. And looking for the next trade. So when I look at this and I ask myself, okay, what would have kept me would have uh, would have kept me in the trade a little bit longer, right? It would be simple. I would have had I would have needed to think in terms of a range, and my range is all this cloud. So if I was in that mode, I would have stayed in the trade and added to it. But I am in a mode of conservative, and that mode will put me in a position to make 5 points, go break even, and look for 20 points. That's the mode I'm in. And if I'm in an aggressive mode, then I would go in here, put that trade in, make my 5 points, have an add opportunity in the middle of the range, another add opportunity at the top of the range, and a stop 10 points above that. So I'll be taking a bit more risk on that trade, but then I would have the capacity to sit in that trade for target number 2, target number 3, and basically I'm building a core with a with a bigger target toward it. So it's important to know which mode you are in while you're trading. Are you in a conservative mode? You are in an aggressive mode, and why? And again, the 200 and the 100 are out of sync again with that move. So that puts me in in another pause mode. and I'm looking at 155. We need to break 155 in order for us to be interested back again in the short side. It's 10:15 on a Friday. And that's where we at for the day. 1887. Every single trade that we took today, every single trade was on the short side. So they're putting. I mean, there's a disconnect between the 200 and the 100, and they put a captain setup long on the 50 NT Rinko. So that is an 89 and a quarter area. I'm not going to be interested in any of this price action right here. I would definitely need to see two things happen. Either we break down to 56, 156, and then we'll start looking for shorts, and or we go all the way up above Globax, which it seems like they want to do, and break and close at 244. And when we do that, then the market is in sync on the long side, and we can take a look at potential trades there. So that 89 trade was that captain setup on the 50 NT wrinkle. Yeah. If I'm really aggressive, that would have been a spot that I would have taken that. But right now I'm on a Friday mode, and Friday mode, how that is. You want to make your money early, and you want to sit on it. Now, this is an interesting proposition right here, and I'm going to show you the chart right here. So on the 50 NT Rinko, so we have this captain setup, right? Now, if they close this candle higher, that means they have put a captain setup switch trade. That's a very strong signal, and we should see prices pop up above Globex into the 20 and 30 level. Now, that would be a trade I would be interested in taking, and my stop would be the low here, which is 90. So I'm taking a risk of 23 points in order to get above Globex and potentially hit that 35 and break out all the way to 48. That would be the structure of that trade. Now, we don't see, I mean, you have to have that close higher first before we have this discussion, right? But that's what I'm looking at right now. And no trade. They simply closed the candle lower, and that just puts me in a position where I'm not interested in that formation anymore. What happens if we break 68 right now? Excuse me, 70. If we break 70, the market on the 200 and the 100 is back in sync on the short side. And we're very close. You could see how like how they came here and they put switch trade, a switch trade, a switch trade, and boom, they're selling. I mean, that's a negative behavior. We're 3 minutes to the bottom of the hour. All right, the market is struggling here a little bit, and I am just gonna go ahead. Wow, what is that? What is that? Holy crap! I'm out. What is this? Wow, that is just a quick run up. And the funny thing, when I got in, I'm trying to get out, and they slipped me like 10 points. All right. Well, guess what? I will take that stop and move on to the next trade. And things were not in sync, and I was taking this captain setup switch trade, which actually corresponded to a 25 NT Rinko captain setup short, and they just rolled over that structure. So I'll take that stop and kind of pretty much close it for the day. It's the last half an hour, and that puts me at, yeah, this is very shaky. I mean, that's just, and it's not, the quotes are lagging, by the way. All right, you made my money. Yeah, I made my money on that one. So anyway, so I'm gonna call it in. I'm gonna call it a day right here. I mean, I'm gonna keep the room open till 11 o'clock, but obviously, but we just, I'm gonna call this a day. So 7 trades up 1,400, $39, good enough for a Friday, and basically for the month, we're gonna close at 88,364, and these are the days. The biggest drawdown that I had was 11 grand on that day. Everything else, we had a 16 here, but we recovered 7 of it, and 23 grand. We had a very nice sequence of trades right here, nice sequence of trades right here, and overall, on a weekly basis, that's how the weeks look like. The biggest week was today, this week. We are looking at cumulative profit, and that is how my equity curve for the month looked like. So we're actually ending on equity high for the month. Eh, it's not gonna give us so much information. Daily profit and loss. Okay, here we go. So very few days where I get stopped out. Just that one day here and that $9,000 day, and we are just making a little bit, making a lot, making a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a lot, and a little bit, little bit, little bit. So I mean, it just kind of adds up after, as long as you don't have too many of those days like this, we should be fine over time. And those 2 days where they got me in that first half an hour. That's when they got me, and just had to accept it and adjust, and adjusting by saying, okay, well, this half an hour business never worked for me. Why do I keep trying it? You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, all right, just walk away from that first half an hour for now. Just focus on from 9 o'clock onward and just continue to trade. And it's very important to look at your data and say, okay, where am I effective? Where am I efficient? What type of markets I work well with versus which markets do I struggle with? And you do not have to be good at every style of a market. You cannot possibly be good at every style every part of the day. Some parts of the day has a certain personality that doesn't mesh with you or me. You just have to be, you have to accept that. And you have to go in there and say, okay, well, if the first half an hour, for whatever reason, and I'm looking at months and years worth of data, and I am net negative, then why do I keep hitting my head on the wall, trying to make something happen in that time frame that is just not working? Like, why? It's not, just move on from this time frame. I mean, let's take a look here. Half an hour a day. Here you go. Here you go. I mean, if that does not tell me what to do, I don't know what else would. That 8 to 8, basically 8 to 9, is the struggle. Well, you could stop hitting your head on the wall, Adam, with the NT7. Start doing that first. You don't need NT8 to do that one. But I'm looking at my data. I'm like, all right, well, that's the time frame where it's the only time frame that I lost money. It's the only time that I lost money. And that, if I look at my data on years and years worth of data, I mean, that's fairly consistent in that time frame. I'm just, and that's the funny part, just it's it's where I traded the most. So that tells me I'm trying too hard in that time frame to make something happen. And it's just simply I'm hitting my head on the wall. And it's just when I started to cut down on that and just continue to trade later on as I am becoming more efficient and effective and understanding the motion of the market, I'm just connecting and connecting and connecting, and it's just happening. And so basically, after that initial energy, then into that 10 to 11, then I'm going into basically that last 2 hours is where the rest of the money is happening. It's very important for you to know, to be honest with yourself. That's the key word right there. And ask yourself, where am I good and where I'm not? And it's not a failure for you to say, I am not good at the captain setup signal. For example, I'm just throwing out things here. Like, okay, I just don't get that one. Or I don't like inception trades. Or I don't like, I just that first hour, it just always gets me. Let me avoid it. And nothing wrong with that. Yeah, the only problem, Adam, is you love this too much to quit it. That's the issue. So since you love it so much and you're never gonna quit, why not do it right? It feels a lot better when you're making money and you're winning. So it's a commitment. You just gotta commit yourself to doing it right. All right, interesting. They flipped. They got so close. They do that often too. It's just crazy. Literally, they had to go 45.75 in order for them to actually um, uh, flip, but they didn't, and they changed it and went down to 93. So 93, the 100 is back in sync on the short side, and we are looking at rallies as a shorting opportunity right now. All right, we need to see the transitional zone come in right here in order for us to be interested in a short. I mean, they put a captain setup right here. That would be an entry point short at 14 quarter. And then you're looking to add to it once the market transitional zone develops. So that would be, I mean, if we push up anywhere close to 26, forget it. That's not going to happen then. All right, here we go. So no captain setup. You're waiting. Yeah, you have a transitional zone that is on the upside. If they break 31, excuse me, if they break 31, then yeah, here we go. Then the 200 and the 100 is out of sync again, and we have a good chance of hitting that 45 again. So we're in this little zone where literally we are on Globex. And you know how much we love, where is this thing? Globex trading. Globex is 18. So we're right at it right here. I don't know why it's not showing up, but let's see here. Here you go. It's a scaling issue. So that's Globex at 19. And we're just basically going under it, going above it, and we're just oscillating in and out between both those levels. So that just tells me that the market is in consolidation here, struggling, not really making a big move either way. You break 31, the market is out of sync. If we come back down and get another cloud negative and also a transitional zone, which is that gray zone, then we have a trade on the short side. I mean, look at this. I mean, if they close this candle one more time, screw it. I'll just get in, and I will put uh, a stop very tight just above it, and it's either gonna go or it's not. And it's not gonna be a big trade here for me. It's gonna be a scalp more than anything else. All right. It should burst lower right here in a few seconds. So I'm flattening one. It's not happening fast enough. Okay. That's not good. Okay. Thank you. I'll take that stop and move on. It's just very noisy here. It's very noisy. All right. Now I'm really done. Yeah, I'm not gonna give him any more money. That's it. I'm gonna keep the rest of this. So I'm at 1246 and I am done. No more trades, no more trades. And look at that. So the 200 and the 100 was now are in sync on the long side. So now we're looking for a new transitional zone to build up on the long side. Um, Trader A, right now, the software is in NT7, and we're at the later stages of uh, completing the NT8 upgrade. So anybody that is, part of the Harmony family will get automatically the upgraded NT8. But right now it's at 7. So here we go again. I mean, they're playing that game, and in and around Globex game, the 200 NT Rinko is long and the 100 NT Rinko is short. So you're getting that disconnect in the market, and that tells me that I need to stay away from this little choppy love fest. And the same thing is happening in ES as well. And hands off till the market gets back in sync. Where would that be? Initially at 230. So they need to break that 230 set price action and then go from there. All right, guys. So when we're looking at this, we're seeing this push right here. The cloud shifted from that move in and around that 55. We were looking for another transitional zone to be built up uh, right here. Let me show you in this area right here. So the market didn't do that. What it did is it sold off, disconnected from the 200, and continued to build up rotations that is struggling, basically a transitional zone short here, a transitional zone long here against the 100 NT Rinko, and that failed into this. So right now we just close the 200 NT Rinko on the short side, and we are in sync on the short side, and the 200 and the 100 are in sync. Excuse me. The 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the market to go back up and then consolidate in this area, looking like this or similar to it, and then build another transitional zone. If that happens, that's a reason for me to be interested in putting on a trade on the short side. Uh, yeah, it was the Ken. It was a bit of an interesting morning, for sure. It was one of those things where I was just like, okay, I gotta wait that first half an hour and just leave the market alone and just then come in and trade when things are a bit more clear. If I can get this thing to stop. But that's how I ended up the day. We started our first trade after 9 o'clock, after that first half an hour. It was choppy. It was definitely choppy. And it's been like that the first half an hour every single day of the week. And when I started to just kind of recognize that and leaving that time frame alone, um, my my trading for the week picked up. But anyway, so that's how we ending up at 12:46 for the day. And Gary's gonna come reach out to you. I sent you an email, so just take a look at it. Okay, and we'll get you set up. That's a move right there. Boom. All right, guys, it's 11 o'clock. Good day, good week, good month, good year. What we're doing works, and it works because it is very structured. And money loves structure. And also, precision is a decision, right? That's my new one, and I like it. And I got it from archery. A guy told me it's if you want to be precise in your archery, you have to make a decision to be precise. And those are words to live by. Ken, on that trade, on this one, uh, this is what the key to it is: to get in there at the beginning of this transitional zone, get a little bit of money off of it, 5 to 10 points, go break even, and have a rule to stay in it as long as the transitional zone is is intact. And once it flips, then you're getting out as a condition. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I saw your message. That's they're flushing people right now. So that's the trap. That is the trap. The trap for people who got long thinking, "Oh, okay." And it's easy to see that. I mean, here, and that's why I keep saying, whenever we are at in and around Globax, you have to treat that market a little bit differently, because that is typically where you get choppiness and traps, because that's the mean average, and that's where well, not necessarily the mean average, but it's the place where the market opened at 5 o'clock central the day before, and it's a pivot point for a lot of price actions. So anyway, we got what we got today. Good day. You guys have a blessed Friday, and we will see you bright and early Monday morning, and we will do this again and again and again.